Have you been looking at your analytics lately and just wondering, where did all my website traffic go? If you have, I promise, you're not going crazy and you are definitely not alone. Something fundamental is changing in how search works, and frankly, the old rulebook just doesn't work anymore. So let's get into this massive shift, from what we all know as SEO to something new, Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO.
Just look at this number for a second. 50%. That's the absolutely staggering drop in organic search traffic that Gartner, a major analyst firm, is predicting we're all going to see by 2028. And the reason? Well, it's pretty simple. AI is completely rewriting the rules of the game.
And look, this isn't some far-off futuristic problem we can worry about later. It's happening right now. Ever since Google started rolling out its AI overviews in May of 2024, some businesses are already reporting traffic drops of up to 40%. The future, it seems, got here a lot faster than any of us were expecting.
All right, so here's what we're going to do in this explainer. First, we'll get into exactly why your old SEO playbook is basically broken. And then we'll give you a brand new one that's built for this totally new world.
It really all comes down to this one big idea. We're now living in a zero-click world. Get this, over 60% of searches now end without a single click to any website. That's because AI search engines, they aren't just lists of links anymore. Nope. They've become answering machines, designed to give you the info you need right then and there.
So, if the game has totally changed, then we need a new way to play, right? It's time to stop thinking about keywords and start thinking about conversations. Let's dig into what that actually means.
Okay, so on the left, you've got your traditional SEO. You know this playbook. It was all about keywords, backlinks, and all these little technical tricks to try and game the system. But on the right, that's the new reality, GEO. This isn't about tricks anymore. It's about being part of a conversation, building real authority, and making sure your brand is the trusted source the AI uses for its answers.
And here is the single biggest mental shift we have to make. We have to stop thinking in strings of keywords and start thinking in things. And in the world of search, these things are called entities. You see, an entity is a concept the AI actually understands, like it knows Apple Inc. is a company, that its founder was Steve Jobs, and that one of its products is the iPhone. It understands the deep, complex relationships between all those things.
So what's the engine driving this massive change? Well, it's a powerful new algorithm from Google called Movera. It rolled out in their June 2025 core update, and let me tell you, it's not just some small tweak. It is a complete reimagination of how Google understands information, moving way beyond just matching words to deeply understanding context.
The best way to think about Movera is to picture an AI librarian. But this librarian hasn't just cataloged books by their titles. Oh no, it's read every single book, it understands the emotional context, the nuance, the relationships between all the characters. It gets your intent when you search, not just the random words you happen to type in.
But hey, let's be clear, this isn't just a Google story. We gotta remember that platforms like ChatGPT and YouTube are massive search destinations themselves. They have a huge slice of the search pie. And guess what? They also rely on this same new entity-based way of understanding the world to give people their answers.
So, how do these new AI librarians decide who to trust? Whose information is good enough to quote in their answers? Well, lucky for us, Google has given us a very clear framework. It's called EEAT, and it's basically the new gold standard for content quality.
Okay, so EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. This is basically Google's checklist for quality. It's how the algorithm and the real people who train it figure out if your content is actually credible enough to be featured.
Now that first E for experience is the newest addition, and you could argue it's the most important one. Google isn't happy with just book smarts anymore. It wants to see content from people who have real, first-hand experience. Have you actually used the product you're reviewing? Have you been to the city you're writing a guide for? Have you truly lived it? That's what really matters now. All right, we've talked about the what, we've talked about the why. We get it, it's a huge upheaval. So now let's get to the most important part. The playbook. Let's break down the actual actionable strategies you can use to adapt and, well, win in this new environment.
So this is the million-dollar question for every single brand, every creator, every business out there, right? How in the world do you adapt? What do you actually have to do to get noticed by these new AI engines?
Okay, strategy number one, you've got to shift your focus from just collecting backlinks to building real-world authority. That means going deep and creating comprehensive topic clusters, not just flimsy keyword stuff pages. It means having really clear author bios that prove why that person is an expert. And yeah, it means earning mentions on other trusted sites, because in this new world, your reputation is pretty much everything. Second, you have to learn to speak the machine's language, and you do that using something called schema markup. The digital business card analogy is perfect. It's like you're handing the search engine a perfectly clear summary, saying, hey, this thing here is a person, this is a company, this is a product review. It's not optional anymore. It's how you make sure the AI actually understands what it's looking at.
Third strategy is a big one. You need to show up where the AI models are doing their learning. And two of the most important places are Wikipedia and Reddit. These sites are the foundational training data for these massive language models. In fact, one study found that Reddit domains made up almost a third of all sources that AI engines cited in their answers. Your brand has to be in those conversations.
And finally, a simple but powerful one: prove your points with data. Seriously, just integrating specific quotes and statistics into your content is a huge signal of credibility. Research actually shows that this one simple move can boost your visibility in AI answers by 30 to 40%. It's just a direct way to prove to the AI that you've done your homework. And to really wrap this all up, listen to this quote from Klaus M. Schremser. He's the co-founder of Otterly.ai. He says, "Today's AI search engines are answering machines rather than search engines. We have to take that into account in our optimization strategies." That's it right there. It's a total identity change.
So if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. The internet is no longer a giant library of links that you browse through. It's quickly becoming a direct conversation with an AI expert. And if you want to succeed, your brand has to be one of the trusted sources that expert is quoting.
And that really leaves us with one final, and I think critical question you need to ask yourself. In this new AI-driven world, is your brand just another forgotten link in a long list of search results? Or have you done the work to make it an essential part of the conversation?